Richard, our question for today is as follows. Is enlightenment possible in this lifetime?
What else is possible in any lifetime? Perhaps inherent in the question, we need to make clear, and some of us know perhaps or don't think of it like this, there is no enlightened person as such. Not because one cannot swim in enlightenment or be in the enlightened field or occupy the enlightened instant, the enlightened moment itself, but because it's not an individual, a personal, a separate issue. The unpopular, but unfortunately perhaps true, fact is that the individual separate self is a delusion and therefore not capable of enlightenment or reality or truth in the strictest sense of those terms. You see, enlightenment or illumination is an impersonal business. Of course, enlightenment is possible in this lifetime, any lifetime, all lifetimes. Everything that is real is suffused with enlightenment, with illumination. You are unhappy or dissatisfied or disillusioned and all the rest of the misery and, let's say, the suffering that, for example, the Buddha pointed toward, because you are confined in the delusion of separation. And that gives rise to the idea of an entity that somehow not only isn't enlightened, but isn't even at one with the world around him or herself. We are fractured. We are dislocated, you see. That's the common awareness, the common consciousness that I need this, I want this thing, I love something, therefore I want that, or I want more of it, or I want more of him or her, and all these kinds of things. And the misery and the disillusionment that comes, the unhappiness, let's say, to use a mundane term, but one which we can all identify with in the ego existence, is sourced in the alienation, the isolation, and the delusion of separateness. That separateness, of course, comes from the very thought that I am this individual entity, or I am this body, or I am this body-mind. That, and in the way of sacred attention, we're very clear about dismantling this, is essentially a survival strategy. It's a game for getting through intolerable circumstances, intolerable conditions, painful conditions, sometimes very damaging conditions. And so in order to repel the experience of the intolerable, we surround ourselves with a kind of armor of thoughts and tensions and body structure, and essentially the whole thing amounts to I am fundamentally separate, divided from the world, and it's somehow everything's against me. Now, enlightenment is a completely different issue. Enlightenment is the drops of water falling back into the flowing river which runs into the ocean. The ocean is what we are. It's a great metaphor, I think, for the homogeneity, the unity, the togetherness of all beings, past, present, and future, human, animal, mineral, in nature. Everything is one consciousness, one single consciousness. And in that one single consciousness is enlightenment in all lifetimes. So isn't the simple answer yes, yes, of course, yes, absolutely, and yes, quite naturally, enlightenment is here now. Thank you for the question.
Mm-hmm.